Hey, I hope everybody is having a fruitful and blessed week. You know, recently, most of you, if you follow me on Facebook at all, you saw that I had the experience to be able to go skydiving. And that's something that my daughter and I have always wanted to do, and finally got the opportunity to do it. But you know, as I was going through the whole process, I was reflecting on how it so parallels, you know, our spiritual walk and joining yourself to be a follower of Jesus Christ. And as I thought about that, you know, I thought about the process of, first and foremost, I had always heard from other people about what an exciting adventure, what an epic moment it is to actually jump out of that airplane. So I was hearing the experiences and testimony of other people who had actually done it, who had actually experienced it. And of course, it was drawing me to want to pursue it. And then, of course, my daughter Rebecca had the opportunity to go the week before I did. And so she had had firsthand experience. She was someone who was close to me, someone that I personally knew and that I trusted. And so when she came back and started telling me about her experience and how exciting it was and how awesome it was and the feelings and all the things that she experienced, well, of course, again, it even made me want to have that experience myself as well. And then the invitation to come and join and experience it for myself was given, and I responded and said yes to that invitation. And of course, when we showed up at the airport where we were going to do it down in Rayford, I was introduced to the guy that I was going to be doing my tandem jump with. His nickname was Moose, and not because he was a big guy or anything like that, that just was his nickname. But here's the thing. As we were going through the process of me getting harnessed up, he was explaining to me everything that was going to happen, what it was going to be like, and what he was going to do, what his responsibilities were in this whole process. Not only that, we had to go through a little video presentation that it was laid out very clear. And of course, we had to sign all kind of paperwork that you're getting ready to do something that you could die at doing. You could die from it. You could be killed in this process. And we want you to know that up front. This may cost you your life. And you got to be willing to sign these documents to say that you acknowledge that and understand it. And then, of course, after that, Moose went again back through everything with me, and we began to talk, and I began to get to know him as a person and his experiences. And of course, he began to share with me his background, graduate of West Point. He was presently and currently in the Q course, qualifying course for Special Forces down at Fort Bragg. He was being trained. He spoke Russian very fluently. He had been through a numbers of jumps. And so the more he talked with me, I had confidence in his ability to take care of me and to guide me when we got up there, and that when we jumped out of that airplane and began to experience that epic adventure, you know, I could trust him. And of course, the main thing that he kept saying to me was, look, if you forget everything I tell you, just smile, enjoy it, and have fun. I will take care of you. Well, of course, we got up in plane, got up nearly 3 miles up, and then he looked at me and he said, okay, it's time. And he said, of course, when we jump, I want you to hold on to the harness with both of your hands until I tap you on your shoulders. And of course, then I want you to spread your hands out. And again, he just said, just enjoy the adventure, smile and have fun. We got to that door, and then the next thing I know, boom, we're barreling out the side and falling 120 miles an hour, 8,000 feet in 54 seconds before that chute popped open. And I mean, it was truly an epic, epic adventure. And as I reflected back upon it, I thought this so much like the spiritual walk as we are invited to follow Jesus. When we hear about people who know Christ, we hear about their lives being transformed, their lives being changed. And we're hearing the testimony and the experiences that they've had personally in walking with Christ. But then maybe we come to know someone. Maybe it is a family member. Maybe it's a close friend. Someone that we personally know that begins to tell us about their experience of coming to know Jesus Christ and how Christ has transformed their life, the way that he's worked within them, the way that he has transformed them. And then, of course, the good news about their sins being forgiven and the transformation that has happened in them. And then they extend an invitation to us to come and follow Christ, to come and believe this good news. And that we then say yes, and we respond. And when we do that, we are yoked up to Jesus Christ. We become one with him. He becomes, in a sense, like Moose was to me. I was joined to Moose in that strap, in that setup. We were together, and he was guiding me, and I was experiencing my moments of falling through the air with him, as he was enabling me to and guiding me safely down to the end of the journey. We become one with Jesus Christ. And again, he lets us know his qualifications. He is thoroughly, absolutely, totally qualified to see you and I through this life, through the good times and the bad, the high times, the low times. He's been through it all. He has been tempted, tested, tried in every way, just like we will be, yet he never failed. And he will enable us by his power and his presence walking with us to make the journey through life safely home. But here's the thing. He wants us to know, just like they wanted me to know, that when you say yes to follow me, it's going to cost you everything. And yes, it may cost you your life. Jesus made that very clear to the people who wanted to join up and follow him. He said, look, unless you're willing to take up your cross daily, be willing to die, you can't follow me. Unless you're willing to forsake father, mother, houses, homes, lands, everything, you can't follow me. You need to know the cost. You need to count the cost before you say yes, because it may cost you your life. And for so many through the ages, it has done exactly that. It has cost them their life. Martyrs for the faith. But then as we say yes and we join ourselves to him and he is joined to us, he leads us on an adventure that is beyond words to be able to describe. It truly is as Stephen Curtis Chapman used to sing, the great adventure. And like falling out of that airplane, he's there to guide us. He's there to let us know when it's safe to open your hands out and soar through the air. The liberty and the freedom. I mean, really, I felt like Superman flying through the air. It was so cool. Barreling through the sky. But when we follow Christ, it's like that, the freedom, the unfettered freedom of just living life in him. And he, as he said, he came to set the captives free and for us to live in the freedom of his grace, his mercy, and his power, and following him and him guiding us safely home. And along the way, as we were going down, Moose was pointing out things over here, Fort Bragg's over there and all this kind of stuff, and let me see the landscape all around me as I was going down to take in the view. And just like Moose said to me, look, if you forget everything, smile and have fun. Just trust me. He would take care of me. And I did that. I smiled and have fun. Jesus says the same thing to us. You may not always get it right. You may not always do it right, but trust me and smile and enjoy the adventure. Live life in and through me and enjoy the epic adventure that I am taking you on. We came down, landed on the ground, and again, I was stoked. It was just freaking awesome. One day we're going to cross the finish line from the race we call life. Jesus is going to be waiting for us on the other side of that finish line. And then we are going to begin an adventure beyond anything we've ever experienced in this life. For as the scripture says, that in the ages to come, he is going to continue to show us the riches of his grace in an adventure that, as Paul said, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man, the things that God has prepared for those who love him and follow him. It is an adventure that is worth laying your life down for in following Jesus. I wonder if you've made that commitment in your life. If you yourself personally have made the decision to believe on him, The scripture says that if you will confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you can and will be saved. You will experience the salvation that is already yours, that you were already included in when he died on the cross. You just haven't experienced the reality of it yet because you haven't believed. I encourage you, say yes. Make the decision and choose to follow him. Acknowledge him as your Lord. Bow the knee of your life to him and begin an adventure that you will never regret. And it's not just an adventure that lasts for this lifetime, but will last for all the ages to come. And man, I'm telling you, that is something, and he is someone worth laying your life down for. And the views and the things that you will see along the way, now, there's no words that can adequately describe it. He loves you. He loves me, just as we are, not as we should be, because none of us is as we should be. He loves us with a perfect love and desires nothing more than to take you and join himself to you and you to him and lead you to the greatest feeling in all the world of jumping out of your safety and security of your little airplane and begin to soar through the air with him. If you've not made that decision, do it now.